Oh, hello. Welcome back to Gin Reviews from South Florida. Tonight we're going to revisit a gin that is definitely in my top three. And let's see if my palate's still up to par where it was about 2 years ago. Tonight we're doing Broker's London Dry Gin. Right here, right now. GinJoe! Broker's is distilled in the Langley Distillery, coming in at a beautiful 47%. In the United Kingdom, it is a classic London Dry. The base is grain, I do not know which. I'm sure we could figure that one out. Botanicals, angelica, cassia, cinnamon, coriander, juniper, of course, lemon, licorice, nutmeg, orange, and orris root. The botanicals and Broker's seem to be a lot more earth-based, more towards the herbage side of a botanical. Angelica, right? It's a root. Cassia, it's a bark. Cinnamon, same thing. It's actually pretty similar. Coriander, we all know, right? It is the seed of cilantro. Juniper, if you don't know what juniper is, get out of here. Lemon, yes. That's if you're going to have a citrus, and they got two, lemon and orange are definitely ones I would put in my gin. Licorice definitely plays a pivotal role in most gins that have it as a botanical, but the nice thing about Broker's is that the licorice is kind of in the background at the spice finish, which I really, really enjoy, especially with the martini. A nutmeg, come on. Nutmeg. Orris root. Has anyone out there ever had orris root? Have you ever seen it? It's crazy. It looks like ginger. It's a rhizome. It's got a bite to it in its own way, kind of how horseradish or ginger does. But it has that earthiness, that amazing gins. Plymouth being one, Beefeater. Most of the London dries that I and a lot of other people hold in high esteem is they're gonna have orris root in their gin. Look at this gloriously tall bastard with this bowler hat. I mean, it looks like maybe it's a gimmick at first when you see this for the first time, but I rather like the bowler hat. 2 years ago is now the time when I discovered Broker's and my whole gin journey, getting back into it after years of kind of being on the sideline. It was Broker's that it reminded me so much of my past and how much I love gin, juniper, and that's, I hope if someone new is watching this right now and they're trying to get into this, I hope you take this advice and pick a bottle of this up, because it is one of the ones that you're going to want to start with. The newest little tag here, world's best gin, winner 4 times. International Spirits Competition, Ultimate Cocktail Challenge, Gin Masters and Ultimate Spirits Challenge. Ultimate Cocktail Challenge, New York, World's Best Dry Martini, World's Best Aviation, yeah. And then Ultimate Spirits Challenge, New York, World's Best Gin, Chairman's Trophy winner. They do a point system. Broker's is at 97%. Below that, Tanqueray is at 93%. Plymouth is at 93, so tied, yeah. Tanqueray 10 is at 92. If I had to do it, I would say Tanqueray 10 is above regular Tanqueray. And I would probably, Beefeater's at 90. I would put Beefeater up right neck and neck with Broker's. Hendrick's is at 86. New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam gin is made from Gallo Wines. Gallo Wines being huge winery out in Napa, here in the States of California. The problem with New Amsterdam is they use extracts for their botanicals, and that's not allowed. And then they don't even have real botanicals that are macerated or column stilled. It's just chemicals added to it, and it's like, I hate seeing when New Amsterdam comes on a list like this. I actually was in a liquor store the other day, and hey, how you doing, man? Miniature gins do you have for sale? There's gin right there in front of you. You think New Amsterdam is gin? So we have our little man here with his cane and his bowler hat. I don't know if there's like a name for him or something on here, because that'd be cool. Why don't we name him? He looks like a Winston. Broker's gin is made in a 200-year-old distillery outside London using a traditional copper pot still. The raw ingredients are quadruple distilled pure grain spirit made from English wheat. Botanicals are steeped for 24 hours, just like Beefeater 24, in the pure grain spirit, which is then distilled for a 5th time. Now that, to me, right there, that is another key component to a really nice gin. The longer you can let your botanicals macerate, certain ones, the more you're going to get out of that. I mean, it makes sense, right? All right, here, this is my favorite part. I just love that. I know, silly. And maybe it's a little bit on the heavy side, but not for this guy. Wow. I mean, you could see it on my face. This makes me happy. This is a gin that's a quality gin, and it's a gin that will always have a piece of my heart. I really believe this was the gin that got me into this crazy collection of fun. Now look, wheat was the base. Goodwin from France and California, and that was made with wheat as well. And I was trying to explain how the legging of the wheat looks. Can you see it better there? You see how like long and skinny the legs are? And they're not like big globules? That's wheat. Only drinking tons and tons of gin get you to know that. I mean, who else would know that besides someone that just distills? Maybe they'd even know. I don't know. I would hope to think they would, but it's sweet on the nose. It's very bright. It's gin, 100%, and it's so nice. The juniper is right there, right where you want it to be for a London dry. There's definitely floral notes going on. There is this herbage, like I was saying. It's a heavy herbage botanicalist here. Salute, huh? First, 47% wheat-based gin. I missed you. It's harmonious. Everything that needs to go right is going right with this. The juniper is there right away, right? And it's giving you like a sucker punch, because on the back end of your palate, it starts back here. That licorice that's on the back end of the spice note, it starts to numb your palate up right to here, like where your tongue almost tips. It's a numbness that licorice does, and it's so beautiful. The two citrus fruits are bright. I can taste lemon for sure, and I can definitely taste orange. When you can taste the difference between two different citrus fruits, you have to really take a minute, take a step back, and go, wow, that's really incredible how they got the product to do that. Okay, so the juniper is definitely pronounced. It's vibrant, it's fresh. It has that same smell, same taste going down. And then the citrus goes right after that. The orange, the lemon, bop, bop, bop. Right behind that, we're getting those herbage botanicals. I taste nutmeg. I can taste the licorice, orris and angelica for sure. It gives it that light, earthy taste to it, a gin, and it's there. But then on the back end, there's almost like a phantom clove, very nuanced, very lightly on the back end of the palate, which puts on this like very nice peppery note. 2 years ago, I made this cocktail, and we're gonna do exactly the same tonight and see if anything's changed. So far, as you are now aware, it hasn't. And you might be thinking out there that I don't know, I'm being sponsored or somehow paid by brokers to say what I'm saying, or maybe you're just like, he's crazy. Either or, I'm not, and I am. Just a little bit. You know when you really respect something? That's my little video tonight to brokers. I'm blown away still at how amazing this product really is. Alright, so we're going to make ourselves a martini. I have right here a 1/4 ounce of dry vermouth with some olive brine, of course. Now I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to do 2.5 ounces on this brokers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure some of you out there are thinking, wow, Joe is drinking a lot tonight. I am, but I'm having a good time. Don't spoil my fun, man. And I have a little bit of Regan's left. Look at that. I still, yeah. I love the bitterness of the orange bitters of these. And I know that sounds redundant, but Angostora's orange bitters are definitely sweeter than Regan. You know what's funny? This was the swizzle that I got with a gift pack from Brokers. It was probably like my 3rd or 4th bottle. I went to one place and they have, you know, the gift packs, and it had that little martini glass. So many glasses have broken. Again, I have forgot my Hawthorne strainer. Try not to do that accent as much as I can. Sometimes I just don't even know I'm doing it though. Told you, a little crazy. I already got my olives. Let's just go in. My word. Cheers. Oh my god. The original Brokers review where I made a martini, I wasn't into martinis at that time, but I figured since everyone else seems to be, I'd make one, see how it was, and it was delicious and everything, but I didn't really respect it then, because I've said this before, I'll say it, it's one of my absolute favorite cocktails of all time. I think of all time. Martini it's perfect. It is just the most perfect, dry, gets you where you want to go. It takes you to that spot every time. And this one right here is absolutely outstanding. Look at the beautiful, how cold it is in there. And those olives are just kind of twinkling their eyes saying, eat me, Joe. I will. Don't wait. You don't have to worry about that, olive. It shines. It's dry. It's so dry. It is so delicious. It's crisp. It has everything that I like in a martini, obviously. But the brine, the bitters, the dry vermouth added with this beautiful Brokers gin. I mean, seriously, this is one of the best martinis I've had in quite a while. I was reading this article, or actually a few articles, and they did studies over in Austria where gin drinkers, they were trying to decipher or to determine what, if any, benefits or characteristics they find from gin drinkers, and what they found was people that enjoy a very dry, very bitter cocktail, and mostly that's gin and tonic and martinis. Those people have more or less chance to be psychotic, have psychosis and delusions. And I mean, I'm reading this article and I'm like, huh. Did they get gin drinkers that are drinking out of the gutter, drinking a 5th of Pinnacle gin every night for 30 years? I mean, I'm not, judging anyone, but yeah, those people are gonna be psychotic. I mean, I would be too if I was living in the gutter, drinking Pinnacle gin for 30 years. I'd be just the same. I'd say this is a winner. I'd say my palate is still in tune to where I started, but maybe a little bit more advanced in the fact that this martini is blowing my socks off right now. That's good, right? I mean, that could only be good, because that means in another 2 years' time, we'll have to revisit it again and see what it's doing for me then. Hopefully even more so. Hopefully by that time I could actually try their pink version, which I cannot seem to find here in the States. But eventually I'm sure it'll come over somehow, somewhere. Or I'll just have to go over to England and buy it there. So from me to you to me to everyone here in the States in the middle, from sea to shining sea, thank you so much for coming back. Have another cocktail with the GinJoe here, and a little revisited review of one of my absolute favorites. Hope you guys, that are new, you actually got something out of this, and go out and get this gin if you haven't already. I mean, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. See you on the next one, you baskets. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, comment, and thumbs up. And as always, the GinJoe will be coming out with new reviews, new and better reviews every other day.